Ah! Greetings brethren, CloakingDonkey here, bringing you just a quick update on Cloud Pirates. Cloud Pirates was quiet for a while after the last beta test, but they have now announced that they are going into early access on Steam on the 9th of February. And of course, as with most early access, you can expect to have to pay to get into the actual testing phase. So once again on the 9th of February, being this coming Thursday, if you get yourself the Admiral's Founder Pack from the website, you get early access to the early access. Yeah, I know, all of this stuff is getting pretty crazy at this point. Whether that deal is for you or not, you'll have to know for yourself. However, the important part of this video is that they will also be having a stress test from the 7th to the 8th of February, that being Tuesday and Wednesday of the coming week. To access the stress test, you will have to download the Cloud Pirates client through the my.com launcher, as of course the game will not be available on Steam until the early access begins. You can download the my.com launcher from the Cloud Pirates website, or if you already have it from any of the other my.com titles such as Armored Warfare or Skyforge. You can get the Cloud Pirates client directly by just clicking on the games list and finding it and downloading it. Well, you know how clients work. This stress test period is entirely free and anyone has access, so it's a really great opportunity to test the game in advance before you have to get into the early access. And I would really advise you to do that because the game is really fun. And you know me, I don't just say that. Be advised, however, that at the end of the stress test period, so on the 8th of February, the servers will be wiped in anticipation for the early access. So don't go too crazy with trying to unlock stuff, just use the time to test the game thoroughly to see if you like it or not, before the early access goes live and you will have to pay for the game to even get in to try it out. So far from what I've played of Cloud Pirates, and I've played about 20 to 25 hours of it, it has been an incredibly enjoyable game. I'm sure for the coming early access and the launch in the future, they're gonna slow down the progression from what it was in beta because, you know, progression was ridiculously fast. But that's not gonna sully the game very much because the core gameplay loop of Cloud Pirates is actually really good. Even when your ships are stock, the game is still a ton of fun to play. And there were very few ships that I played that were entirely awful or unplayable when they were in their stock configuration. Most of the ships perform absolutely fine and they just get better when you unlock more stuff. With the stress test and the early access, there's also going to be a new update for Cloud Pirates that does some rebalancing for various ships that were way too overpowered. Overlord and Voidwalker. And they'll also shift around some of the other features, including a complete overhaul of the tutorial system, giving new players a little bit of a better entry into Cloud Pirates. Obviously, I can't say very much about the balance in the 1.1 update, because I haven't really seen very much of it yet. They didn't show us the exact values of everything that was buffed or nerfed. So we'll just have to wait and see how that turns out. But I will say that there really weren't that many glaring balance issues. There were one or two ships that were certainly underperforming, and there were also one or two ships, Overlord and Voidwalker, that were immensely overperforming. But a lot of this stuff seemed absolutely fixable, and a lot of the balance issues I had from the test before the last one were actually addressed. So I think it's fair to give them a chance and see how this is going to turn out. When it comes to the business model side of things, it is a very sort of standard model so far, as in you can buy premium ships with your premium currency, you can buy a subscription type deal that gets you more experience and money. And for update 1.1, they're also adding collector's treasure maps. Now these collector's treasure maps do remind me a little bit of lockboxes. And it just kind of seems like the lockbox mechanic is sort of hidden behind the treasure map. Not entirely a fan of this. However, I will say apparently the collector's treasure maps only include skins for the ship's hull and the sails. Which, if that is the case and it doesn't include anything that actually adds power, like the crews or anything like that, then I'm pretty much fine with it because cosmetics are cosmetics. But as always, I will definitely report on the business model after I have actually seen it. So once the early access starts, I'm gonna give it a fair whirl and then see exactly what's going on and tell you guys all about the business model and its trappings. If all goes well, I will also be streaming the early access of Cloud Pirates on Thursday. Don't nail me down on this, I'm still working on it. There are a lot of problems with my PC that I can really only fix by completely formatting the thing. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to do that in time for Thursday, so we might have to work with the old setup, and then I don't know if it's going to work. It's just going to have to wing it, so look forward to me completely winging my very first live stream. Alright guys, and that is everything there is to say about Cloud Pirates today. Do join me on the hopefully going to happen live stream on Thursday, and do make sure to check the game out in the stress test because it's free then. And if you do like it during the stress test, think about joining in the early access and then we can do some playing together maybe, eh? But until then, I have been Sky Captain CloakingDonkey, and I'll see you in another glorious tale of piracy. Yar!